Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a spotlight on Space Colony HD. This is an HD remaster of the original Space Colony, which was released in early 2000. This game was developed by Firefly Studios, same people that brought you Stronghold. So if you liked Stronghold, these are the same guys. This is a space strategy. You are kind of you're on a planet, not really kind of on a planet, you're on a planet, and you have to keep your workers, I'm going to call them workers, yeah, safe and healthy and alive, and they're really kind of stupid. Let's just be honest, they're really stupid. So if you're familiar with this game from way back in the day and you may happen to have the disc originally for it, you can actually download the HD update for it for free from their website, which I thought was pretty cool. So if you already own the game, you can just get the HD update for free. If you don't own the game or you want the Steam version, then, well, you have to buy it. I don't think that there's, any way to get a discount or anything off of it. I don't think there is. I remember seeing something on the Steam forums about people asking about it, but I don't think anybody actually officially said no or yes, but I think the unofficial statement is no. But I can't be sure. I have never ever heard of this game before. I'm going to be honest. This is a new one for me. I'd never played it, never heard of it, but it's a little bit quirky, definitely quirky. So let's take a look at the settings here. So video options, you just got resolution, scroll speed, and arrows, which I guess is okay. It's an HD remaster, so pretty much will run on a calculator, just boost resolution and texture filtering and whatnot. Sound options, you've got separate sound options for each thing. I have music turned down because it does use licensed music and I will get flagged for it. And I don't want that hassle. And you've got different identities so you can effectively have different save games for different players. So if you've got a shared computer, you can have one, other people can have one. I actually always liked this kind of thing when games put that in. You've got your tutorial mode, you've got your editor mode. The editor I went in and played with for a bit, and I just brain melt. I am not the creative sort, but you can make your own planets, your own little maps, your own missions, and do it right in here. I believe they've integrated Steam Workshop support actually into it as well, but I might be imagining things. So don't take my word for that one. The tutorial, I've played through the tutorial, it's pretty cool, and I've played a couple of the missions here. So let's take a look in here, and we've got some folk in the hot tub. So you've got your galaxy mode, your sandbox mode, your play user created games, which is where you can download scenarios from other people, and I can load a save game. So I'm going to go with Play Space Colony. Thank you, computer voice. Now there's two paths that you can take. You can take the military path, which is more combat-centric. I've obviously not taken that. I've been taking the civilian path, which is more gather and, gather, create, farm, things like that. So let's hop in here, and we're going to get this little cutscene kind of explanation.
Blackwater Industries.
Why am I here again? Why didn't I buy myself out of the last 6 months of this contract? Well, they found pharmaceutical-rich plant life down on the planet I'm heading to. Waterhouse has kindly agreed to let some of it be used on the crew who will die without it. So what am I gonna do?
You are to stockpile nutrients and pharmaceuticals. Be advised, however, stripper insects have been detected on the planet. Speed is therefore of the essence, as these creatures will strip the planet of all edible vegetation in a matter of weeks.
So there's our mission. We have to gather plant life and pharmaceuticals. So
Hi,
we can
I'm Venus.
see about
this is
these
my
different
fourth tour of duty.
creatures.
And if this one goes okay,
Yeah, I called them creatures.
I'm going home.
So Venus is, I guess, the main protagonist in this. Everybody else is kind of filler. You've got, right in this particular mission, I've got these four, three women, one crotchety old man.
Company slave. Let me guess. You want me to make us some androids, huh?
Hi, I'm Kita.
She's just Kita.
Hi, I'm Hoshi.
These two are good friends, as you can tell. You know, I'm guessing that they kind of grew up together. I don't know. No backstory really to them. The only two people in this that seem of any, or the only person that was really of any use is
I'm
Venus.
This
Venus is
my
actually
fourth tour of
really
duty, and if this one goes okay,
probably one of the
I'm
only
going home.
normal people on there. These two are like hyperactive, I guess.
Hi, I'm Hoshi.
Stereotypical Asian girls, like schoolgirl type age girls things. And I'm saying stereotypical. And I'm doing air quotes as well, just pointing that out. So anyway, let's head in here. Enough of the characters. Each one of them has a separate skill set, or several skill sets. Venus seems to have the most, at least of the ones that I've seen. So here we go.
Has arrived. Operative Venus.
So there's Venus. We've got Madam Venus. So as you can see here, they each have their own little things. I'm going to actually pause this. So each one has their own needs. So at this point, this is almost like The Sims. I've heard this described as like a real-time strategy meets The Sims. What else? What else was it? It was described as several things. I personally see it more as The Sims meets Tripping the Rift. If you're not familiar with Tripping the Rift, Google it. It is definitely NSFW, not safe for work. But take a look. I find that the humor can be, it's less vulgar, obviously, but it's in similar line. Maybe I'm just correlating with space. I don't know. But let's get the rest of these guys off the ship. So Venus is apparently just going to walk in place. She's getting some exercise. There we go.
Operative Kita.
So what we've got here is we've got these drones here that do a lot of the hauling stuff.
Operative J.
And now that everybody's off. So you've got relationship building. So Zhang here, if we take a look at his relationships, he's actually an enemy with Kita and Hoshi. So they're not on speaking terms. And then if I take a look at Kita, you know, friends with Hoshi and enemy with Venus, but not by much. You see this bar here. So this would be very easy to get them into friend zone, versus with Zhang, it's a lot harder. They've also got their skills. So you've got your skills. I really wish that these tooltips were useful. They just give you basic. But what is it? Is this, you know, are they a medic? Or is that just basic healing? You know, like, what is this? I really wish it had that. You can go in and you can get information through the help, but if you're going to have tooltips, I personally think the tooltips should be better. That's about it. I can't really complain too much. Like, obviously, there's not much that is going to be changed. Well, even with any game, there's not much that'll be changed. But anyway, let's take a look here, what we've got. So we've got our four characters. Each one has their skills. So Mr. Zhang here, he is a 4-star in robotics. I have no idea what that is. So we can cross-reference here. That is bioresearch. So he is a bioresearcher, which is delightful because we're actually going to need that. So let's take a look at our interface real quick here. So we've got our objectives here. This is what we have to do. This is our failure state. So if it says harvestable resources pharmaceuticals, basically what it's trying to say, without actually, saying it in a way that made sense, is these plants that are pharmaceutical plants, if the bugs eat them, that's it. We're dead. We're out. We're done. That's end game. We lose. On the left side here, you've got your different items that you can put down. So you're going to want a mess hall. Definitely going to want a mess hall, because that's how they eat. You got to have food. Gots to have food.
Bed.
People are going to want a bed. There's only 4 of us, so this is going to be a perfect spot for a bed. This is actually the first time I've ever done this paused. And I think that's actually kind of cool that it unpauses it briefly whilst you do this.
Fine.
So you can assign everybody to a bed, and they will
Sure.
theoretically go there
Yeah,
when they
fine.
need to sleep. Doesn't work that way. This is where the characters are really dumb. Just like in The Sims. They don't actually fulfill their own needs when they need to. So what we need to do is basically figure out what they're best for. And we also need to set some things up. So I need this pharmaceutical extractor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set Zhang here.
Okay.
His primary task is going to be the cybernetics.
No wind, no waves, no idea how to use that thing. No way I'm touching it.
So that is apparently what I need. I didn't expect that. I expected this to be what is needed. Oop, no, escape is not the button you hit. So he's going to be robotics, and I think that's about all I'm going to do with him. Hoshi can do a lot of different things. So let's throw
Yeah,
Hoshi
fine.
onto here and onto the oxygen.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There we go. So the first one is their primary task. The second one is their secondary task. That kind of makes perfect sense. Everybody can have 2 tasks. If you wanted to delete it, you can just click on this and then delete the job. But so what she'll do is she'll spend most of her time here, but if this is needed, she should go over there. More so if she's not here or if somebody else is here and nobody's here, she'll go here during work hours. So this little green shaded area here, that's their work hours. The small little sliver that's not got the shading on it, that is their personal time. The happier they are, the more work hours they have. Otherwise, it is, well,
Okay.
different.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the reverse with Kita. So Kita and Hoshi are going to be flip-flopping back and forth. What I want to do here is I want to set up
field
some
post.
force field stuff. Because
Hoshi,
we're
on
going to
shift.
get inundated with bad guys. So let's do this. Now these force fields will actually damage the enemies, but it doesn't actually stop.
Force field post.
It's very much misnamed. And if you're wondering why I'm going until it's dark, as far as I've been able to tell, that is the range that they have. So let's get this going. So this should help, with defense. Because there are these lasers here, these automatic lasers. but they require argon gas, which I have no way to obtain on this map. And I know this because I've actually played a bit on this map and failed this mission already. So I have an idea of what's needed. And Venus, what are you doing? You are a scavenger, huh? I don't know exactly what the scavenger thing does, but let's
Okie dokes.
pop you in the weeding post because you can do it. You can do it, Venus. I have faith in you. For now. So let's pop this bike down. This allows them to transport faster because, as you can see, they walk really slowly. It doesn't help them when they're doing their job, but, you know, whatever. Next thing we need to do is... what do we need? This. We need to get a nutrient extractor.
The base is under attack. Android activated.
And the base will pretty much always be under attack. So, let's grab this android here and put him in the nutrient extractor. So this android will head out and extract nutrients.
The base has been secured.
Yes, yes it has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Force
pop
field post.
another force field up here. Because you can barely see it, but there's a little ant farm thing or stripper mound. And these are the bugs that are going to be eating all the plant life. So this, you see this little drone, that's collecting the plant life and allowing me to create my pharmaceuticals. And this is producing the nutrients. So it's grinding down these taller plants and pooping them out. And, well, we get what we need. So Venus is over here now. So she's actually gone pretty far.
Force field post.
I'm gonna do this. These things are really easy to destroy. And then these beacons here, that is the limit to
Main power
where I
gone.
can go.
Switching to reserves.
Oh. Crap. You.
Okay.
Over there. Yep. That's not good. I totally neglected my
generating
power.
facility needed.
You don't want to neglect your power. You never want to neglect your power. So it's actually
base is
really
under
quite
attack.
detailed.
Android activated.
Oh, android.
Main power gone. Switching to reserves.
Can an android do that? Oh, nice.
Power failure detected.
Yeah. Android's got it. Now, I'm going to be honest. I am not entirely sure why you need to have someone manning
field post.
this.
Operative is under attack. Operative Venus.
I wonder why that's not... There we go. Alright, Venus, you are no longer going to be that. Alright, Venus. What can we get you to do? Can you...
I don't know how to use that.
You can't use that?
I don't know how to use
You
that.
can't use that? What good are you, Venus?
The
Honestly,
base has been secured.
what good are you? Alright, well, let's do another thing you need to do. Where is it? Is it up here? Yes.
Cleaning post.
So we've got this cleaning post. And
Okay.
we're going to put Venus on cleaning detail. It doesn't really show right now because there's really nothing here. But you do have dirt. that happens. Oh, actually, you can see it right here. See that kind of smelliness? So Venus is now in charge of cleaning that shit up. Clean up the base. Alright, so we almost have all of our nutrients.
The base is under attack.
Let's take a look at our android, what our android can do. Our android can pretty much do anything, huh?
A mission objective has been completed.
Alright, so we have a lot of nutrients. So I'm gonna let this guy kind of absorb that. And you, alright, you can't do that.
Android activated.
Alright, android, vomit that out. And let's head out. So we have more than enough of our nutrients. So we should be able to stay... should be able to eat and do our thing. Now, where's that android? Didn't he just build an android? Did I completely miss the android? Kind of wish that they had the androids here as well.
Base conditions.
Like, I don't
Trade
know
controls. Financial. Base planetary
where
scan.
you can get your different... where you could get the androids. Like, for
Base
these guys,
personnel.
if I want to know where he is, it's really simple. I just find operative.
Kita, where are you?
And here we do. Here we have a problem. So, Hoshi
I need to talk
needs
to
human
Hoshi.
contact. And probably so does Kita, of course. So, if we go here, I put this here. This is your
Go outside
manage friendships.
and walk about.
Click
Sure.
there. And
Super cool.
there we go. They will both head over there. And they will have their little chit-chat.
We are right on track.
This
with mission.
seems to be a
But
really good way
I
to
think
increase their
last year
friendship.
was more fun.
Like right now, these guys are already
Look
friends.
at the decor
They're very,
here,
very similar. They both lie the same.
Where is the food?
But
Yeah, right on.
where's the food? You guys aren't even that hungry.
Hoshi, on shift.
Android
Yeah, seriously.
activated.
You're not that hungry. There you are. You were just kind of hanging out, huh? You go, android. Alright. Kita, you're done there. Oh, you were just hanging out over there. You go to the oxygen. Alright. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to do something that I have
Wise man
never
once
done
said,
before.
You need to pay your staff properly.
Sure.
We're going to get her to do that. Now, theoretically, what these guys will do now is they'll actually switch back and forth between the two. And this will increase the production of various things. I wonder if this android can do...
The base has no medical facilities.
Okay, well, there's that. There is, of course, the fact that I have
Medibay.
no medical
The
facilities.
base has been
Now I
secured.
do. And is he gonna go and prep it? He is. Nice. These androids are useful. Alright, so I just need Zhang now. That's all I need. Screw everybody else. I just
The
need
base
Zhang.
is under attack.
Because these guys don't need anything. They just are. Alright, so what do we got here? Whole bunch of bugs. Where are my other androids? Didn't I have like a bunch that I had outside? Or did I bring them all in? I bet you I brought them all in. They're all doing that.
Medibay prepped.
Alright, you. You go.
Android
Do your weeding.
activated.
You go do your weeding, and... No. You. Yeah, you guys are just what you guys are. And...
Vegetation depleted.
Oh, okay.
Vegetation depleted.
Ah! Alright, so there is no vegetation. Okay, cool. Alright, now...
Force field post.
See what we got here. Let's pop you here. So far, I think I'm doing better than I did the last time.
Now
I
that's
had
a paycheck.
a whole bunch of crap there and down here. And there was a huge infestation up here. And then all of a sudden, these little... I don't even know. They're like little chicken things came up. So at this point, we can fast forward.
The base is under attack.
So
I'm all over it.
bunch of chicken things
The
coming
base
up.
has been secured.
So let's actually slow this down again. It seems like a lot of these chicken things are coming through this way. So let's do that. And
The base has been secured.
I need the medicine.
Android activated. Main power
Apparently-
power switching to reserves.
Nice
Power
credit
failure
line.
detected.
Money,
The base
money,
is under
money.
attack. The base has been secured.
apparently my androids just decided, screw you, man.
He's history.
That's the problem with
Power generating facility.
fast forwarding. 'Cause you never know what is gonna happen. So I just increased my power production here.
Going work.
Yeah, I really need to improve that. I don't know why I always go to the wrong one. Let's increase this. So it basically plays like an RTS, but it has some aspects of The Sims or a life simulator, I guess.
Android activated.
Seriously, why did that android get up?
The base is under attack.
You. Become power. All of you be backup power.
Power efficiency 70%.
Okay, so my power efficiency is doing pretty good. So I'm mostly powering through this to get to the end. That was pretty much it. It was a fairly simple mission, obviously. It gets a lot more complicated. I don't know why that sounded weird to me. So base valuation is 13,288, and I get to carry over 1328, which is nice. You get to carry over what's what I call it? Yeah, I guess it'd be 10% of your base was valued, which is kind of nice. It gives you a little bit of a kickstart if you make your base valued higher. Now, I'm not sure if this is based on what you've got in your stockpile or how much, your base is actually valued when you sell it all. I haven't fiddled around with that enough, but that is basically it in a nutshell. Now, there it is. These little buttons, these little green buttons need to be bigger. So this will bring me right into the next mission. So I'm actually going to hop out of that because I'm not going to do that right now. So anyway, that has been Space Colony in a very, very brief, half-hour nutshell. So let me know what you thought. And thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is available on Steam. I forgot how much it is. I want to say $10, but I could be wrong on that. That's a guesstimation on my part, and I purely forgot what it was. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time.